Hi, welcome to the Thursday live show where we help people who are frustrated with where they've landed in life, and we talk about how-to tips to navigate life better. I am Jamie, and I just want to tell you that today's topic is all about how to create a habit of self-care. But before I do so, I just want to remind you that all of these recordings, actually all of these Thursday live shows are posted and recorded on my website, which you can find at www.coachtasticnow. Go right to the Learning Center and you will find this one and all the other ones right there. While you're there, there's something that I'd like you to grab, and that is the 3-step guide to feeling great right now. It's right on my homepage. You can grab that. It's a downloadable workbook. You can work through it at your own pace. You can write in it. It's digital, so you can take it with you. You can access it on your phone, your computer. You can print it and print it out, work it out. And one of the topics in there, there's 3 different sections, and one of them is all about setting intentions and creating habits. So it actually goes runs very closely to what we're talking about today. By getting this workbook, that'll get you right into my subscriber community, so I'll be able to send you other tips and strategies of how to navigate life better and get us feeling just more joyful and fulfilled and happy. So thank you for coming. And today, what brought about this topic for me is because today is a special day. Today is my birthday. So thank you everyone for all the beautiful birthday wishes, text messages, cards. It's been great. I have loved it. I feel so special. And it got me thinking all of the things that I want to do today for my special day. The extra 5 minutes I want to take, the extra time with my family, what do I want to have for lunch, where do I want to go for dinner, what special things I want to do for myself, because today's my special day. And I thought, gosh, like all these things, I'm so excited about planning them, and I'm so excited to do them. Whether I do them all or I just do 1 or 2, they're going to be way more than I do for myself regularly. So I thought, why do I wait until my special day to care for myself? So out of 365 days, I take 1 day to give myself permission to take care of myself, to slow it down, and to put things aside and really just say, no, I'm gonna take time for myself. So this topic is kind of self-serving because it's for me and for anyone else who does this. Anyone else who's go, 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 who feels like they're constantly running, that their calendar controls them, and they feel like they can't take control, and they feel like they don't have time for themselves. I'm here to tell you, this is all about us. This is all about our choices. This is all about how we view things and how we see things and how we're programmed. And there's an opportunity for us to shift and for us to experience more joy and more excitement and more happiness, even though that calendar is the way it is, if we choose so. So, like always, I like to start with a definition. So this way we're all on the same page and we're very clear about what we're talking about. So I have some notes here as we talk along here. So self-care, let's talk exactly what self-care is. Self-care, it's that mindful taking time to pay attention to you. This is not in a selfish way, but in a way that ensures that you are being cared for by you. So I have lots of thoughtful questions here, lots of things to reflect on. And the first one is, when do you do that? Are you like me and you wait for your birthday to do that? Or do you do it daily, weekly, monthly? Is this a ritual for you? Every day you get up and you take time for yourself? Or every Sunday do you sit and watch football or go swimming in your pool or go for a bike ride? Like, is it something you do? And how much time do you spend doing that? Is it 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night? Is it an hour? Is it all afternoon? This is just an observation. This is not a judgment. This is not a good or bad. This is just coming into awareness of how much self-care you do give yourself. Because you might check in with yourself and you might say, wow, I actually do a pretty good job, and be really grateful and have a tremendous amount of gratitude for the amount of self-care you have. Or you might check in with yourself right now and you say, I don't do nearly enough time for myself because I don't even remember the last time. So those of you who do take the time, why do you do it? Why is it important to you? And those of you who don't do it with any patterns and any routine, why is it that you don't do it? Why is it that it's not important enough for you to do it? Why is it that you're not important enough to do it? And what stops you from creating a habit? Or looking at it from the other perspective, why do we allow this to continue? So I would definitely recommend that you rewatch this particular episode, because these are very thoughtful questions and you're going to want to come back to them. I know I'll be rewatching it because it's going to help me. So what would it even mean if you did take the time for yourself? And this is an interesting question, because superficially it kind of, you're like, what would it mean? But if you really think about it, for some, taking that time might feel overindulgent. It might feel needy. It might feel high maintenance. It might feel that you're dependent. It might feel that you're not good enough, not strong enough, not liked enough, not fast enough. It might feel really spoiled. And if any of those apply to you, or anything else I may have not mentioned here, where did these thoughts come from? Did they come from, maybe society, our religion, our family, somewhere in our childhood, from school, from work, from our friends, from past events, maybe a memory, something you overheard someone saying to somebody else that just stuck with you? You could have been in third grade on the bus and you heard it, 2 seats behind you. It was just stuck with you at that moment. So what do you feel when you think like this? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel sad? Do you feel trapped? Maybe guilty or angry, or even resentful or jealous of other people who you see taking the time for themselves and you're not? And it just makes you feel hopeless, like, oh, it's never going to change, it's never going to get better, and maybe blaming everyone else for it, when really this choice is ours. So what do you do then? Do you work harder? Do you work longer? Do you give more? Do you do more? Do you take self-pity? Do you do that blaming that I just mentioned? Do you get lazy? Do you pull back? Do you get real quiet? Do you shut down? Do you have a short fuse or a low patience for situations? Or maybe even put others down? So if any of these things are happening, just acknowledge them for what they are. It is what it is. And here's an opportunity and a tool for you to use to shift and start making a change for what you want. So what would it look like? What would it be like if you replaced these thoughts with one that's more loving? One that you might tell, make a suggestion to a friend or a family or a loved one, or a thought you might even have on your special day, like your birthday. So if you replace that thought with something way more loving, what would it sound like? And then what would you feel like? What would the feeling be like that would be behind that? Like today on my birthday, somehow I'm giving myself permission and I feel great about it. I have no guilt behind it. And how might this impact the actions that you take regularly to care for yourself? What patterns and routines might you take? So that's kind of the inner work that I have for us to help us kind of, shift a little bit out of, just kind of identify what's going on for us and kind of shift a little bit into a new space of opportunity and choice. And now I've got some approaches and some tools that we can bring in. We could start right now. You could take 1, 2, or all 10 of these strategies and start bringing them into your day. I suggest 1 or 2 because you don't want to overwhelm yourself and just throw in the garbage can and forget it and just go back to your old ways. But just start with something small and then bring a few in. You're going to feel so much better. So these strategies are according to Maria Barata. She's a New York clinician and a licensed certified social worker. And she has 10 ways to exercise self-care and take better care of you. She posted this in Psychology Today on May 27th of 2018. And she starts first with number 1, knowing who you and your limits are. And this is all about recognizing when you are doing more than you are used to handling and trying to figure out what can be done to slow down. Number 2, this is about getting the sleep you need and knowing how to rest. Now, Sleep is a very interesting topic. I've heard some people say, oh, I'll sleep when I die. That, that doesn't help you right now. This does not help you in the present moment. This doesn't help you to show up more effectively and positively. This doesn't help you to be more fulfilled and happiness and experience happiness and more joy in what you're doing. Sleep is so important, and we need it every day, and we need it regularly, and we need it consistently, and we need a pattern. So the other part of this is knowing how you sleep. Some people sleep with no sound. Some people need a little white noise in the background. Some people need a night light. Some people need it completely dark. Some people need a relaxation technique in order to calm their mind before they go to sleep. Some people, boom, they hit the pillow, they are out like a light. Know what works best for you. If you don't know what works best for you, start experimenting with some things, because eventually you're going to find a handful of things that work for you. But it is beautiful. Beautiful night's sleep changes the day for you, changes your perspective, gives you more patience. It is so great. All right, moving on. So number 3, she says, make sure you are well fed. Super important. 3 meals a day, 3 servings of vegetables, 2 servings of fruits, okay? Basically, you're eating every 2 hours, all right? And, whole grains, fiber, so this way you're feeling fuller, longer, not too many carbohydrates, not too high on the sugars, and of course, consult your doctor on what would be best for you, so this way you're getting the best nutrition that's right for your body, and it's customized to you, so this way you can get the most efficiency and optimization out of your body. Finding a way to decompress throughout your day, that's number 4. This is very important and very taken for granted. So if we have, let's say, a mindfulness meditation that we do in the morning and we do at night, that's wonderful. That's great. Some of us might need something throughout the day, because depending on our environment, our situation, our perceptions, our filters, how we perceive things, how we let things go through our mind, if we're real head thinkers or really heavy on the heart, things could build up throughout the day. And if we wait until the nighttime to do our meditation or to do our practice or to do our relaxation, it might be so overwhelming throughout the day that the coffee cup, the water bottle is just overflowing for us. And we might need something throughout the day. And that could be, it could be stretching, it could be breathing, it could be listening to music on your lunch break, it could be having like a aromatherapy at your desk, it could be having certain herbs or scents that you could smell. It could be drinking water. It could be taking the stairs instead of the elevator. It could be really just sitting in quiet. Sometimes it's just so noisy that just sitting in quiet is just so peaceful. The list goes on and on and on. Knowing you, knowing what works, and knowing that's there as a resource. It doesn't have to be one thing. It could be 10 things that you choose from, and today you just pick one out of the hat. Number 5, giving some thought to changing a difficult work or school situation. And sometimes we feel real stuck, and we feel like we're at the cause of the victim of a situation, and that we can't make a difference. And knowing that we have an opportunity to shift and make a change, even if it's within ourselves, just the way we look at it, is very empowering. So maybe taking that time and giving that some thought as to what type of changes you want to make, either it's with the environment or maybe with your mental state of the situation, and working through that with somebody is always helpful as well. Number 6, taking time to get to know you better. What is your temperament? What are your personality limitations? What are your personal limitations? Number 7, identifying what you enjoy doing and what's fun for you, and make a serious effort to integrate it into your day. Oh, I got to do more of this. This is a good one. What you enjoy doing. Every single day we should be doing something that is fun for us. Even if it's a little, Yahtzee. I have like this little Yahtzee game that I can play, or a little crossword puzzle book. Something fun that we can do. We look forward to it. Could be reading a book, even if it's 2 pages in your book. Number 8, knowing how to debrief from a day's work. Now, this could be school, this could be, if you're older and you're working, Knowing how to debrief. So coming home, and if you play an instrument, maybe spending some time playing your instrument. It could be talking with family. It could be going outside and taking a walk in nature, taking a bike ride, meeting up with friends after work, being on a sport, being on a team. There's so many different choices. Number 9, feeding your spiritual self. Now, the list is long on this also, and I have some examples here. Meditating, praying, time in nature, religious services, practicing gratitude, reading, listening to inspiration. And those are just a few, but feeding that spiritual self. And number 10, last but not least, taking time to love yourself, appreciating that there's only one you. And that one you is special every day, not just on your birthday, not just on the one day out of 365 days, every single day. And using the 5-finger mantra. The 5-finger mantra, your hand's always with you. And on your fingers, you have 5 opportunities to remind you why you're special, what your talents are, what your gifts are, and what your purpose is in your life. And you can place them on each finger. And whenever you're feeling you need a little love, you need a little reminder, you need a little connection, you need a little heartwarming, you take that hand and you remind yourself of those 5 things that make you special, or the purpose that you are here for, and you use that. You use that for some self-care and some self-love. So that's what I've got for you today. I highly encourage you to pick one, just one, and bring it into your day, and then go for 2, and then see how many more you can bring in the coming weeks, because self-care is super important. So come back and watch this as many times as you need. If you work through it and you're feeling low in a couple of months, years, come back to it and re-ask yourself these questions. Thank you, and have a great day.